Education Minnesota Teachers Union is calling for less standardized testing in public schools just as schools get back into session.
ABC 6 News reporter Megan Stewart explains why the exams can't just be done away with, and the one thing your child can do to likely improve their score on all tests.
It really takes away from the teacher's ability to teach. We have to teach to the test.
Judy Lewis, a former Dodge Center middle school teacher, is one of many Minnesotans opposed to standardized testing.
It's probably the biggest thing I dislike about No Child Left Behind.
The No Child Left Behind Act, also known as Title I, is the reason the Minnesota Department of Education says it cannot get rid of standardized testing. The federal law gives funds to schools across the nation that meet certain benchmarks. For students in Minnesota, this means taking 19 standardized tests known as the MCAs throughout grades 3 through 11, focusing on math, reading, and science.
It's important to measure progress.
Robert Scott is the exam prep coordinator at Huntington Learning Center in Northwest Rochester. He believes students will feel less testing pressure now that the state made the ACT optional.
It's a unique test, and just the pressure of it, they're not quite prepared for sometimes.
This past year, juniors were required to take the ACT, which doubled as a college entrance exam, in order to graduate. The Minnesota Department of Education says now the district determines if a student is ready, and the only mandated tests by the state are what is needed to meet the federal Title I requirements. To do better on those tests, Scott says one thing students can focus on is improving their reading ability.
If you're a very strong reader, okay, it helps on all aspects of the test.
The kids who love to learn and constantly have a book in their hand are going to do better. There's so many different correlations, and there's so many ways to do it without the pressure of a state test and being compared to other schools.
Megan Stewart, ABC 6 News.
The Department of Education says there are no proposals currently to make changes to the state's testing requirements, but they are open to possible alternatives.